All right, let's talk about the future, but forget everything you think you know. Because the next massive tech revolution, it isn't some far-off dream. It's happening right now. We're talking about quantum, and believe me, it's way past the theory stage. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it is on the verge of changing, well, pretty much everything.
And look, if you think I'm exaggerating, just check out this number. $1.25 billion. That's how much private money flooded into quantum tech in just the first quarter of this year. That is not a small trickle of investment, folks. That's a tidal wave. It's turning sci-fi into real-world, market-ready tech faster than you can blink.
Okay, so that's a ton of cash. But it begs the question, right? Where's all that money actually going? Like, what's the game plan here? What's the blueprint for building this quantum revolution? So to really get where the money's flowing, we first got to understand what we're actually building. And let me be clear, quantum computing is not just a faster laptop. Not even close. It's a whole new way of thinking about computation. The leap is so big, it's like comparing a supercomputer to an abacus. Yeah, that big of a deal.
And again, we're not just trying to build faster machines. We're building machines that, well, they think differently. They play by the strange, mind-bending rules of quantum mechanics. You know how a normal computer bit is either a 0 or a 1? Simple, right? Well, a quantum bit, or a qubit, can be both 0 and 1 at the exact same time. It's a state called superposition. And it gets weirder. If you link two of them up, they become entangled. That means what happens to one instantly, and I mean instantly, affects the other, even if they're miles apart. It's this wild behavior that lets these computers tackle problems that would take our best supercomputers literally millions of years to crack.
So, okay, what do you do with that kind of power? Well, how about designing life-saving drugs in a fraction of the time? Or creating truly uncrackable codes? Or building financial models that could see a market crash coming? We could even invent brand new materials that would totally change everything from batteries to solar panels. Seriously, the list just goes on and on.
And the potential here is just massive. I mean, look at this chart. The quantum market is just poised to explode. We're talking 30% growth every single year, on its way to hitting over $10 billion by 2045. This has clearly jumped out of the university lab. This is the next big thing, for sure.
Okay, so we've got the mind-blowing tech, and we've got the money pouring in. But how do you actually build a revolution? It's a good question. And it turns out the answer is you need a totally new way of working together.
Think about how things used to get invented. You know, the old model. Some genius toiling away alone in a lab for years, hoping to get lucky with a breakthrough. That was slow, it was isolated. But this quantum revolution, it's completely different. It's a team sport. You've got startups, huge corporations, universities, and investors all in the same sandbox, sharing ideas and just pushing each other to build what's next.
And right at the heart of this whole new ecosystem is something called the accelerator model. This slide lays it out perfectly. You have companies that are basically the matchmakers of the quantum world. Their job is to scout the globe for the most brilliant new startups. Then, they connect them with industry giants. Think Intel, Raytheon, the big players who need this new tech. They don't just connect them. They invest, they mentor, they help turn a genius idea into a real product. And then, they help them scale it up for the big leagues.
And wow, this ecosystem is churning out some absolutely incredible companies. I mean, these are the true pioneers of the quantum age. And what's really interesting is that they're all taking very different roads to get to the future.
Yeah, check out this quote from Laurent Prost at a company called Alice & Bob. It just says it all. He says their focus on fault tolerance and hardware efficiency used to be an oddity, you know, something weird nobody else was focused on. But now, it's on everyone's mind. It shows you how fast things are moving. These pioneers, they're not just building the future, they're literally writing the rulebook as they go.
And man, this field is just packed with brilliant companies. You've got the hardware heroes, like Atom Computing. Look at this. They built a processor with over 1,200 qubits and managed to keep it stable for a world record amount of time. Then you have the software wizards at QCTR. Their control software is so good, they've actually built a quantum navigation system that works without GPS. And of course, you have companies like Riverlane, who are diving headfirst into tackling what might be the single biggest problem in quantum: error correction.
But you know, in any gold rush, it's not always the people digging for gold who make the most money. A lot of the time, it's the folks selling the picks and shovels. And in the quantum world, it is exactly the same.
I mean, think about it. Building a quantum computer is, well, it's kind of like trying to build a spaceship in your garage. You can't just run down to the hardware store. You need some incredibly specialized gear. And because of that, a whole new industry has popped up just to supply all that stuff.
Let's take a look at Mabel Quantum. They're basically building the refrigerators for the quantum age. But we're not talking about your kitchen fridge here. These things are massive cryogenic platforms, DIL fridges, that create temperatures colder than deep space. Colder than deep space. And for a lot of these quantum computers, that extreme cold is absolutely essential just to function. But here's the really brilliant business move. They also sell the super specialized cables that go inside these fridges. It's like the razor and blades model, a constant stream of revenue.
And then, of course, you've got the PICs. That's where companies like Vescent Technologies come in. They make the incredibly precise lasers and control systems you need to actually control and manipulate individual qubits. Think of them as the finely tuned pickaxes of the quantum world. They've been doing this for over 2 decades, so they've become the go-to supplier for pretty much everyone in the game.
Okay, so let's pull all this together. What does it all mean? It means the quantum revolution isn't coming. It's here, right now, and it's already starting to change our world. And this is not just some cool science experiment anymore. It's a total game changer for pretty much every industry you can think of. Pharma, finance, automotive, defense. Take finance. Right now, a lot of financial models are basically just educated guesses. But with a quantum system, you can analyze every single possible market outcome simultaneously. You could turn a high-risk gamble into a calculated certainty. That's where this whole quantum thing stops being theory and starts getting very, very real. So yeah, the quantum future is being built today. The race is well and truly on. So the question isn't if this is going to happen anymore. The real question is, who is going to lead the way? Who's going to be first across that finish line to claim the prize?